Hey, what's up, everybody? HTG Brian back with some more LEGO Horizon Adventures! Next up, we got Desperately Seeking Sawtooths, Level 4, Legend of the Mythic Tale Story. Unfortunately, no trophies are found in this video. However, we do get one more gold brick. We take down a giant Corruptor and an amazing boss battle at the end of this, which unravels another Sawtooth part and gives us a sticker. And we also complete another cauldron, so one closer to that trophy for completing 3 cauldrons. Anyways, Legend of the Mythic Tale. Let's check it out.
So, Aaron, how exactly are you gonna find the donut horde?
Oh, great. We'll never shut him up now.
Interesting question. There are clues in the legend itself, such as the heat of the forge the donuts were fashioned in, and the treasures themselves are said to be laid at the foot of a magnificent monument, protected by a gauntlet of spiked traps. When I was a child, my mother would tell us a story every night, and me and my sister would talk until morning, going over every detail.
Fascinating! Here's another story. One day, Aaron stopped talking about the darn donuts. The end. Now let's go.
Hammer's getting restless.
Although there was no sign of machine parts, or even Aaron's mythical donut horde, the gang did come across a cauldron, an ancient factory where machines were built. The only path forward was through.
And he isn't wrong. There's only one way. No silver stud trail leading us to anywhere fun. Just follow the old gold and copper to the sun. That's kind of what it feels like anyways, right? Running to the sun, all bright. Hey, it's not as bright anymore. All right, we're officially inside our second cauldron. I mean, technically this would be our third, but for some reason that first little sample size one didn't count. Hey, look at that. We could celebrate with some birthday cake. All right, hopefully you guys got the cake too. I noticed that wasn't always the same build. Dougie and I were talking about this. There's a little bit of randomness as far as the builds go, so I noticed a comment or two along the way telling me that you guys got different things. So interesting. I did not know that until now. We officially just leveled up and are now level 14. And down below, a couple of things to smash. We got what looked like a couple of watchers. And we'll keep on with the keeping on. And look at this. We've got ourselves a floating pad, but it ain't doing nothing fun anyways. We'll go ahead and make our way up top, finding ourselves one of those power points and a pink bomb. So we'll yeet that at the point and get it rolling along. Now we could go ahead and grab one just for funsies, because you never know what's up ahead. Usually when they leave us a respawning bomb scenario, there's usually more up close, but not this time. It turns out that's not the case. So we do find a silver stud trail, though, inside, leading us to a quick little bin. We popped it open and got some studdage. Thank you very much. And now we made it to a bridge, which we cannot build until we drop this bomb. So we'll try to place it in a spot that'll take out all 3 of those shell walker shells, I guess we'll call them. And unfortunately, I only got 2 of the 3, but it's okay. Oh, we were able to take it down. Oh no, we got some bad guys. Luckily for us, we got some flaming arrows that are going to help burn it down. So after a couple of shots, his meter gets depleted. Well, okay, a couple more shots. Got to hit that sweet spot. And another one bites the dust. All right, so we've got a shell here we can crack open. We also have a bin and a tub to destroy. So we'll go ahead and get that done. Now we got to follow this trail of never-ending floating pads. We got to go all the way. Really what we got to do is go over to the right and make our way down and around up above so that we can grab ourselves a bomb. We have another one of those power-up stations that actually needs the pink bomb. So I actually have 2 of them. 2 of them. And what's that next step? It's a doozy. And of course, over here, we've got ourselves another baddie. Now, I called this guy a long legs in my previous video, but I'm pretty sure I was wrong on that. I'm guessing it's more of a glint hawk, I think is the proper term. And as you can see, I'm trying to blow him up with one of my trip casters, getting some more of those community tasks done, but I didn't want to waste too much time, so I went ahead and gave him the old pal right in the kiss up. Take out the shells, grab all the studs around. I said all the studs. Oh, I missed a couple. Wow, that's a bummer. Up top, we got ourselves another watcher. Take him down and take out all the shells up here, which are actually going to reveal a couple of bombs. Now, one of them actually is a respawning bomb, so that's good to know in case you make a mistake, fall off a ledge, drop it, or miss the shot once you get there. There's plenty for you to return to. Now, the goal is just to time it right, and look at that, we got super lucky with this pivoting platform here. We're going to go ahead and try to avoid the glint hawk. I'm assuming I got that right. Let me know in the comments if I messed it up again. And, of course, make our way right back to that pivoting platform. In fact, I leave a trip caster here for him, and really, I'm trying to avoid him while also getting to that platform, and I think I missed the jump. Nope, I make it. I wasn't worried, you were worried. Oh, we got one from a distance, and he does actually take out the trip caster, hurting him, so it all works out. We still have not completed him, and look at that, I got my studdage that I missed earlier too. Woo to the hoo-hoo. Back up top, let's grab another pink bomb and follow the same route, dropping down and jumping over to that pivoting platform. Now this time, my timing was not as good, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of time wasting here and continuously jump to the next platform, to the next platform, to the next. Okay, eventually we'll get there, and just to play it safe, let's make sure we're even when we jump so we don't fall to our doom. And of course we make it across, we'll yeet it on over to the corner there. Booyakashow, the door is now open, but let's get our XP for taking out this bad boy. Of course we get some extra trip casters drop on the ground. He'll do a ground pound. Nope, he gives the old caw. That's right, you're not hurting me with that, buddy. Oh, here we go, here we go. And I think he stands up, but I think I pop him anyways. Let's just go ahead and drop him. And surprise! I got him. That's right. Another baddie irradiated with Gaddy. We only need one more in order to complete that task. So, all right, into a new area we go. This is a little bit tricky as there is pads with electricity on them that come and go. And you got to time it just right. But unfortunately, there are floating pads in the back that also have to be timed just right. So as you find out here in a second, I actually get electrified here, and not in a good way. But the timing is just not lining up for me. So I jump out there and I see there's nowhere for me to go. So I jump back. Oh, I should have just waited. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and hope that we don't die. But I missed the timing on it. Whap, 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 whap. All right, this time it's for realsies, though. We're taking it serious now. We're going to jump out there and take a little bit of that electric juice. And that's all right, though. We got hearts. We're good, we're good, we're good. All right, we made it. Now we got to go over here. We don't have to, but there's some silver studs over here, meaning that it's an optional path. And we'll go ahead and crack open. Oh, whoopsie. I probably should have just stayed on that pivoting platform and gone with the gold or bronze studs. But no, I have to follow the old silver, huh? Okay, so it's going to rotate around to the far right. Once it does, we'll jump off. And, of course, try to avoid the electricity, but unfortunately, the timing was just terrible. We got a couple of grazers here. Take them out as quick as possible. Definitely use their antlers if you can. Looks like we got ourselves a, is that a broad? There's another guy there, too. I mean, I'm trying not to name them anymore because apparently I'm really bad at that. So we're kind of juggling these dudes back and forth, shooting arrows and throwing bombs. Now, I try to lure this guy into a trip caster, and he is not having it. This pyramid is playing a big part in block. And normally I'd be okay with it because I always say use the environment to avoid attacks. But in this case, I'm trying to lure him into this. See, look, he's just not having it. He's like, nope, not today, Brian. I'm not playing your games. But eventually, I think I get him. Yes, I do. And booyakashow, another baddie irradiated with Gaddy. Which, you notice I didn't get any more progress on that? I do believe it's because I completed it. All right, this could be the last section before we get to the traveling merchant. There might be one more. I can't remember. We got a watcher at the end here. Let's go ahead and hit him as hard as we can with a single arrow, because those seem to do the most. Pow him right in the kiss, as I always like to say. Keep on with the keeping on and jump onto one of these floating platforms heading to the right. Quickly, we notice there are some silver studs floating up above, so let's go ahead and jump and grab those, as it actually benefits us, because we needed to leave that floating platform anyways. Looks like there is a second row of floating platforms. Let's drop down onto that. Be careful, though, because it is a bit of a funny angle. Onto the new platform, we find ourselves a couple of shells. We'll take those out, revealing a build for a bridge. And there's that star and donut from Lego Movie 2 again. I still feel like that's a complete, asset ripoff directly from the previous game, but maybe I'm wrong. We got ourselves another pathway here filled with electricity, so let's try and avoid that, as we've got lots of hearts right now, but who knows what's up in store. I'm trying to lure this dude over here, but he is not taking the bait, or at least his programming doesn't allow it. So eventually I'll make my way across there, and I think I drop a trip caster right here. Ah, that's the way to do it, Brian. That's the way to do it. Try to bring them all over here, and oh, booyakashow! Nailed it! Boy, things are certainly escalating quickly and getting pretty out of control with 3 or 4 bad guys chasing me on this tiny little spot. Oh, look at that. Gave him his own antlers back. There you go. Return to sender. Thank you very much. And oh, wow. That worked out better than I could have imagined. Okay, so trip casters for the win. Also, those antlers, bumping those around or shooting them definitely do work. So I highly recommend using those. All right, looks like we did have one more area to go through before we find that traveling merchant, because we are not there yet. This should be the last section, though. Ooh, we got a watcher. What you peeking on, bro? What you peeking on? Uh-oh. I should have given him a little bit more of an arrow pull there. All right, we got a couple of shells here. Make sure you take those out, a bin as well. And when you're ready, go ahead and jump onto one of the handhelds of this floating train, is what it feels like anyways. Choo-choo! Once you get to the other side, drop off before you get your face melted off. Nobody likes to get red on them. Not that way anyways. And, oh, I actually was able to destroy one of those pink bombs. That is amazing. I'm not sure why I couldn't before. I hit it with a pretty strong arrow, but it did not work. All right, Tripcaster for the win again. And you can see I actually built a bridge over to the right there. I'm trying to lure him because I feel like I still have one more Ratty the Batty with Gaddy. But as you guys probably already guessed, like I did earlier, I think I completed that. As I only needed one, as we took one down earlier. And I think we've gotten 2 or 3. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit his sweet spot. That's right. And make my way across this newly formed bridge. And look at that. We got a couple of bins to pop open, and we got ourselves a bomb to yeet. So let's grab that, collect all the studs, and anything left hanging out. Go ahead and make the jump across the gap there, focusing on the electric point on the far right or lower side there, and take out the watcher and everything in store. Oh, speaking of store, look what we just found.
The heroes emerged from the cauldron back in the rainforest, conveniently close to where they needed to be.
Just what I need.
All right, looks like we've got some Tripcaster refills. We got a shark bomb, which is apparently not for us. And let's see here, more Tripcasters. So I'm curious to see too, do you guys get the same stuff as me, or is it different? Is that all just randomly generated items, or is there like a little method to the madness there? All right, we're going to keep on with the keeping on here. We've got ourselves a fire. Let's go ahead and light the first patch of long grass on fire, and go ahead and keep it on with the keeping on. Make it go all the way to the back wall here, which should take down some shrubs. If you got any fire damage, make sure you take the heal tree there. And of course, make your way into the newly found area, which should have some treasure. Ooh, ×4 for us. Glorious. All right, follow the old gold or copper stud trail down, and we're about ready to get into a pretty hectic battle. My best advice for this battle is to use the environment to your advantage as much as possible by blocking shots and playing a little game of Ring Around the Rosies. Reason for that is because there are spike traps on the ground. So the more you sort of flee and run around, the more likely you are to take damage from them spikes. Plus, there's sort of like every 10 to 30 seconds, something like that. I actually didn't count. I'm just sort of making that up as I go. But in certain intervals, this Corruptor will actually summon more bad guys. So the quicker you can do damage to him, the better. The less guys you'll have to fight, essentially. And, you know, I definitely recommend scanning and trying to hit those sweet spots. You can see I'm trying to get there, but ultimately, I'm more worried about hiding behind this giant rock than I am actually doing the most damage, which sort of prolongs this battle. And if I'm being totally honest, like, okay, full disclosure here, I actually died. I'm not even kidding. I actually died. I restarted. Luckily for me, the stud count didn't change. Everything, it was perfect, seamless. If it happens to you, it's okay. It'll just spawn you right by the fireplace, which which we lit the grass on fire to get through that just a minute ago. Yeah, so it's not far back, and you know, not my greatest moments, but there are a couple of health trees. So with that being said, you should definitely keep those within reach. In fact, one of them's in the top middle left side of your screen right now, and there's another one sort of top right side, kind of, it's not really a waterfall, but it sort of feels like it, the way the water goes up to it. You can see it's right at the top right now. And, you know, it's pretty unrealistic that you'll be able to stay behind that rock the whole time, but it's definitely a good place to sort of return to. There you can see the water goes up, and hey, it is a waterfall. See, I told you it felt like one. And it felt like one because it was one. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and repleter my meter a little bit anyways because I had taken some damage. He's called in some more bad guys, and I got to be honest, that arrow attack is what gets me the most. I can avoid his ground pounds. I can avoid all the bombs being thrown at me. I'm pretty good at all of that, but the thing that gets me are those arrows because they come out so rapidly, and they basically attack from across the map. So just be aware of those. Now, again, as per usual, I'm trying to take out the little guys first to kind of thin out their numbers, have less bad guys shooting at me, but it's not really working in the way that I would want. I'm actually getting juggled and hurt more than I'm doing damage to them. You can see I even missed the ground pound there. So I'm going to run over to this tree, get some more heals, and now I'm getting serious here. I'm going to hunker down behind this rock and seriously play a game of hide and seek. So basically, we'll go back and forth here, and like I said, it's probably not going to be a perfect battle for you. Just remember where those heart trees are so that you can refill your heals if you need. And again, just back and forth, back and forth. Drop some trip casters, or, you know, depending on what weapon you have, you might have like a brick separator. If you do, I would take advantage of those and get up close and personal and hit them right where it hurts. But we're going to keep taking pop shots from a distance. See, I'm using this environment to block his arrows. And that should have been a perfect one right in the golden spot there, which I believe is one of the more harder hitting spots. But again, he chases me out. So like I said, it's probably not going to be a perfect battle for you. Definitely be picking up the trip casters or whatever the game gives you. I'm not certain that these are all going to be trip casters for you. They may all be brick separators. They may be arrows, spread shots, flame. There's lots of stuff it could be. You might not even be playing as Aloy. You may be playing as Varro, which may spawn other things too. Look at that. I barely escaped that, or did I? I think I might have taken a little bit of damage. And he's down and out right now, which I should be a little closer, but I'm scared of these traps on the ground, you guys. Ooh, 408. That is the spot to hit him, right in that little golden, I don't know, it's like a glass or something up front there, but definitely take it out. I think there's a name for that in the game. I can't remember what it is, though. I should have played this game a little bit, the real one, before I jumped into the Lego form. But I figured, why? It's going to teach me the story and tell me all the names of everything. I'll be good, but you know, historically, Brian is not so good at names and things. So, all right, another 408 hitting that glass. I don't know what, again, I don't know what, it looks like some sort of like a soda pop or something on his forehead. Only get it once in a while, though. As you can see, I'm only doing 37s now. But hey, any damage coming off is good, as he's not attacking me. He's not summoning any other bad guys. Although he does summon some bad guys right as I finish him off, and it actually takes the bad guys away. So that's nice. It's kind of like, you know, killing the Baron vampire. Takes out all the vampires behind him, kind of a thing. You know, like Hive Mind, maybe. That's another example. For some reason, it takes the game a few seconds to realize we took the old Corruptor down. But oh, here we go.
Hey, check out this part. Fell right out of that machine's head. Looks pretty high-tech and important.
Correct. That is an AI processor. The brain responsible for a Sawtooth's hopes and dreams.
Ah, like settling down and having sawtooth babies?
Like eating Nora hunters and plotting world domination. An excellent find. Now we only need one more component before my marvelous vision can be realized.
Excuse me? Your marvelous vision?
Building a sawtooth was our idea.
As I recall, your proposal involved a construct of macaroni.
Hey, that would have worked.
Does it really matter who first came up with my idea? Off you go, then.
All right, all right, all right. A big pile of studs and a gold brick awaits. You heard him, too. We actually found the Sawtooth brains, which should go over pretty well with our collection. In fact, although we got the brains, but the sticker adds the legs. I'm not sure how that's connected, but the brain bone connected to the leg bone. Anyways, moving along, we're going to go ahead and head back to camp. And of course, there is no dialogue here for once. It's been getting a little slackaroony over here. We'll pick up some studdage as we make our way by our yard there and head over towards the jungle, which appears to be the final level. Now, we're getting up there with studs, so it won't be long before we finish the story and start customizing and, grabbing some roofs and some yards, getting some trophies to ring off. It's going to feel pretty sweet. And then the grind to level 20 will begin with Apex hunting machines and more. Next up, instructions not required, which is indeed the final level for this particular chapter, and we'll be moving on to the fourth and final one. It's feeling pretty good, guys. If you have enjoyed this series, don't forget to click that like button. We'd love to hear from you in the form of a comment, and of course, if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. As for me, that's going to do it for now. As always, until next time...